Your friendly neighborhood YouTuber is rated PG-13. Parental advisory, explicit content. Viewer discretion is advised.
2001. We all remember where we were when this day happened. In 1968, 2001, A Space Odyssey was released. But in 2001, I think, in my opinion, was one of the greatest years for toys. It was a year of transition from action figures to statues to detail to pure awesomeness. This is 2001, A Toy Odyssey. In the year 2001, in the year 2001. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, and here we are back with something a little bit different. All right, guys, so we are going to do kind of a collection video, but we are going to take a look at some of my favorite action figures from the year 2001, 20 years ago. We have this right here in front of you, what you're looking at. I think 2001 is probably one of my favorite year for action figures because the detail, the articulation, everything in 2001 with action figures were amazing, man. So we're going to take a look at some of my favorite action figures, from some of my favorite lines. We have McFarlane, we have Stan Winston Creations, we have Diamond Select here. So I really hope you guys appreciate this video because I'm going to show you some stuff that, you know, in my opinion, some action figures that rival some of the stuff that's coming out today, man. So sit back, relax, take off your pants, break out the lotion, and let's get this party started. All right, so we are going to start with Stan Winston Mutant Earth figures. Now, these are just some of the figures that I have reviewed. Some of the few Stan Winston figures I reviewed. Actually, I've reviewed quite a bit of them. If you guys want to check out some of those reviews, you can find them in my Stan Winston collection. But right here, we have from Mutant Earth, I believe this guy is, I forget his name. That's how you start a video, when you introduce a character and you forget his name. Red Vein. I was going to say Red Vine, but that's that's licorice right there. So this guy right here is one of my favorite action figures in my entire collection. As you guys know, he comes with the base, the amazing detail on this guy, the weaponry. Come in, give you guys a little bit of a zoom action right there. If my camera can focus right there, give you guys some zoom action right there. It's just an amazing freaking piece. I've said it time and time again, these Stan Winston figures are just lost gems. If you guys love creepy, cool stuff, maybe possibly horror related stuff, then this guy, it doesn't get much better than what you're looking at right here, right now. These Mutant Earth figures are pretty awesome. And this guy, of course, was released in 2001 to bring in just another Mutant Earth figures, just simply because of the detail of this guy right here. I believe we have the Crippler right there to get him to stand up. He also comes with a base. All these Stan Winston figures come with a base. And the detail in this guy, once again, is really epic, man. Done really nice. I don't know if he's standing on properly. Let me see. I'm trying to turn him around. Maybe he stands this way. Turn him this way. There he goes. Now he's standing up straight. But the amount of detail in this guy is just superb, man. Superb. 2001 was one of the best times to be a toy collector. The detail, the articulation, the amount of accessories you got was just done so nicely, man. Great looking piece. There's his gun right there. Let me bring this up. The amount of detail, even in his weapon, bro. The gun right there, the feet, the base, the sandy base right there. Just done really nicely, man. That was great with all these action figures, man. Some more Stan Winston action figures, Realm of the Claw. Here is Taswana. Turned off my light. Boom. Here's Taswana. Another detailed action figure. So once again, Stan Winston just kind of knocked it out of the park with this one, man. Of course, he comes with a base, a kind of a grassy knoll right there. The detail on him, the wash, the claws, the shield, the axe, the paint apps. Everything about this figure is a straight masterpiece. One of my favorite lines ever. Here is one of my other favorite action figures, which I just recently reviewed, of Saber. I mean, just look at the amount of detail in this guy. There's Saber. He comes with this amazing base right here. The cheetah head you can put there if you want to. Same thing with the rubberized skull. You can put there if you want to. You can move around the accessory anytime you want to. It has this giant cobra right here for the base. But just look at the detail in the claws and then the armor, the back, the tail. There's the snake right here. He is rubberized. He is articulated. The skull, the rib cage, the mouth, the necklace, the teeth, the face, the weapon, the spear, the tooth spear, should I say. Absolutely brilliant figure. One of my favorite figures in my entire collection. Actually, all these figures are some of my favorite figures in my entire collection. Next, we bring in the Darkness, one of my favorite anti-superheroes. This was done by Chaos Comics, I do believe. But just, once again, from an amazing year in action figures. He is an articulated statue, but just look at the amount of detail. And this guy is pretty rare because they didn't make too many Darkness action figures, so he's one of maybe like a handful of Darkness action figures that I know of. Actually, I think I know of only maybe like 2 or 3 Darkness action figures. And Darkness is one of my favorite comic book anti-heroes. If you guys never... And the artwork on it is just absolutely amazing, bro. If you guys don't know anything about Darkness, I suggest you look it up. If you guys like Venom, Wolverine, Spawn, you definitely will appreciate Darkness. And if you're a horror fan too, like myself, you definitely will appreciate this character. Next up, we go back to Stan Winston real quick, and we bring in... this is from Creature Features. He's made, I think, about 5 more of these figures. But here's one of the 5 or maybe 6 figures. This right here is Teenage Caveman. Teenage Caveman. And he's pretty much a statue, but nonetheless, he's a fucking amazing piece, bro. The detail on him is just done so nicely. The base, I mean, let's just look at that, bro. You don't get this today, man. The base, unless you're paying over $100, you know what I mean? There's the brick wall. Just look at the detail in the brick wall. There's the back right there. Kind of looks like Toxie from Toxic Avenger. That's probably why I like him so much. Great figure. So let's move on to some other action figures. Some other lines. So we move to Spawn. So right here, this is from the Samurai Wars. Right here, Dark Ages. One of my favorite figures in my entire collection. We have Samurai Spawn right there. And I love these figures because they're just so nicely detailed, man. Just some great figures. And look at his green eyes. Look how well those green eyes pop. And just look at the detail. I mean, there's nothing I can say, man, that I don't think other toy reviewers have already said. The sword, the gold sword, and he is actually pretty articulated for a McFarlane figure. So this was around the time that McFarlane, 2000, going into 2000, 2001 is when his figures started turning into statues. So I believe 1998, 1999 were action figures, and then going into 2000 and 2001, that's when his action figures started taking on more of a statue phase. Great fucking piece. One of my favorite action figures in my entire collection. I don't think you guys need to be Spawn fans in order to appreciate this motherfucker. Next up, we have Dojo. Not Dojo Cat, but Dojo, another amazing art piece. He's pretty much a statue because he is a big guy. I believe he does have maybe 5, maybe 6 points of articulation. His arms move up and down. But just look at the detail in his stomach. Look at the people that's trapped inside of his belly. Get in my belly! The trap soles. The belt. Look at the belts, bro. The feet, the hoofs. The head, the mask. The armor, the tail, he's swinging around, and then you have this masterpiece right here of a tail, and his tail actually acts as a third leg, and then look at his back. I think he has some back acne, or back knee. And the helmet right there, even the back of the figure, they put detail in. Even though they know that you are going to display this guy from the front, they still put an amazing amount of detail in the back, on the back of the figure. Just look at that, bro. This is on the back of the action figure. You're not going to see this guy back when you pose him. That's how much sculptors actually gave a damn. And the weapon, horns, great figure. Let's stick with the more McFarlane theme. Here's another one of my favorite figures. I got to raise my camera up just a little bit because he is a big guy. One of my other favorite action figures. This is Overkill 3. And this guy is probably one of McFarlane's best creations, man. Just the overall detail. I would love to see McFarlane's take on this guy. Just look at the detail on his neck, chest, crotch, his arm right there. What I was going to say is I would love to see McFarlane's take on this guy today. And then you turn around and just look at his back, bro. Look at this, man. The back, the spikes right there, the back, the top of the shoulders, his head right there. There's the back, there's the butt. Once again, this being that it is 2001, it's on the verge of an action figure type statue. I do believe it has like 5 points of articulation. But, you know, I actually kind of prefer it like that. You know what I mean? I'll take detail over lack of articulation any day. Now, when it's detail and there's no articulation, it's pretty much a statue, right? So essentially what all these figures that you're seeing right now, they're pretty much articulated statues with a few exceptions, you know what I mean? But just the detail in this guy is absolutely breathtaking, man. Just so nicely done, even his boots and the spikes. 2001 by far was one of my favorite years for action figures. And then we'll jump to the last figure. Last but not least, we'll save the devil for last. We have Lucifer. This guy, once again, he's one of my favorite action figures of 2001. This is a Diamond Select figure. He is from Dark Alliance. If you guys are familiar with Purgatory, Lady Death, so on and so forth. Great looking figure. He's a little dusty. I should have dusted him off for this review, but that's only because the red is so vibrant. He comes with these chain heads wrapped around him. He's holding these claws. Look at the amount of detail, the shading. You just don't see this in like modern action figures anymore, man. unless you're paying over $100. You know what I mean? His dusty feet. I think the dust kind of adds something to him. It's like he's been hanging out in the fire and he's got this dusty debris on him. So, and then the head sculpt. Just look at the head sculpt, bro. That rivals anything today, man. The chest, the chains, the necklace, the beard, the horns, the hair right there, the luxurious hair, and the muscle tone and the muscle definition. And he's actually very well articulated, as you guys can see. He can do the splits. This guy's more or less an action figure because he does have some pretty good articulation, simply because he's pretty much half naked. So it was easy to give this guy articulation. I don't want to move him around too much because he is an older figure, and as you guys know, if you guys are accustomed to watching my channel, then you guys know how easily I break shit. And like I said, being that these figures are over 20 years old, or 20 years old, should I say, all of these figures are 20 years old, being that it is the end of 2001, or excuse me, the end of 2021, and these were made in 2001. Great figure, guys. All right, so I wanted to kind of highlight some of the figs of 2001 because it was a great fucking year for action figures, man. Just an amazing fucking year. Some of the best action figures that have ever been released in the year 2001. 2001! A little bit of everything, man. It was a year of detail. And in my opinion, I think 2001, just from my perspective, you know, a collector's point of view, I think 2001 is definitely one of my favorite year for action figures. Just great overall detail, amazing action figures, bro. All right, we'll go ahead and leave it at that. If I missed out on anything, maybe I don't collect as far as action figures being released in 2001, go ahead and leave that in the comment section. Let me know what I kind of left off the list. Maybe I don't collect those figures. But if you have some ideas of some action figures that were released in 2001 that you feel deserves to be on this list as far as dope-ass action figures, then let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. I just want to thank you guys for taking 15 minutes out of your time to watch this video. I hope you guys appreciate it as much as I do because I love these figures. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next review. Peace out.